Speaker Sheila Oliver, and boy, she has been making a lot of news with Governor Christie this week. So let's welcome our Assembly Speaker Sheila Oliver to the show. Speaker Oliver, it's Bert there, and welcome to New Jersey today on WCTC Radio. How are you?
Thank you so much. I am well.
My pleasure, and it's a real privilege to have you on the show today, and I appreciate your taking the time to talk to us. So when I saw and heard the comments from Governor Christie back on Tuesday, he was at a town hall meeting in Patterson, and when I saw what he said and who he was referring to, right away I thought, oh my goodness, this is not going to go over too well with anybody here in New Jersey. What was your first reaction when you got the comments from Governor Christie?
I was shocked and appalled. The governor, myself, and the Senate president are the three key leaders that move business forward in New Jersey. We have a responsibility to respect the offices that we hold and to represent all of the people in New Jersey in the highest level that we can. And for the governor to stand in a Baptist church in Patterson, New Jersey, a predominantly diverse audience, and instead of making reference to me by my name, as he described a policy difference that we have, and when he stood up and said, quote, "We have an African-American female speaker of the New Jersey General Assembly," I thought that those comments were not becoming the stature of a governor. I think that they were divisive words. I think they create ethnic and racial polarization. I have never, nor will I ever, refer to Governor Christie or anyone else in terms of their ethnicity or their gender. So I felt it was a very bad day for Governor Chris Christie.
Yeah, I agree. Have you had any dialogue with the governor since Tuesday, Speaker Oliver?
I have not. And, the governor has a great deal of difficulty expressing when you're wrong, you're wrong. I thank God that my parents raised me and my teachers and my educators and just the whole set of principles that I have. If I am wrong, I will express to someone that I am wrong. Governor Christie has yet to express that he was wrong.
Well, it seems like the sort of the backpedaling and the tap dancing began immediately the next morning. There were some statements that came from his office about taken out of context, and the focus should be on education. Well, maybe the focus should have been on education when he made the statements, right, Speaker Oliver?
I agree with that. And, one thing anyone who has ever worked with me or interacted with me knows, I am embracing of all ideas. I am embracing of all perspectives. I consider myself to be a consensus builder. And I like to bring all people to the table with all different divergent points of view and work together towards doing what is best for the citizens of our state. So I think that anyone who works with me in Trenton knows that about me. And I do not believe that the governor needed to create a hostile, combative type of a position as it relates to what is called the Opportunity Scholarship Act. And he is blaming me for standing in the way of that legislation. The reality is that legislation was sponsored in the State House going back close to a decade ago. And he said to this audience in Patterson that, quote, "Speaker Oliver is the only thing standing upon this law being enacted." This proposal existed when Joe Roberts was the Speaker of the General Assembly. And Joe Roberts is a Caucasian male. So I don't understand what he was seeking to infer that, quote, the female African-American speaker is getting in the way of urban children getting a better education. And what this legislation is about is that corporations can make a contribution to the state, and they will get tax credits for those contributions. Those contributions are put into a fund, and certain school districts can have students enter a lottery and apply for an amount of money out of that fund. Those students, if they are selected through the lottery, can use those funds to go to a private or parochial school. And when this law was first proposed, before Governor Christie was even the governor, it was proposed as a way to try to support the numbers of parochial schools all across the state that are having to close because of dwindling enrollment and the inability of students in some of our major cities across the state who can't afford to go to those schools. I support all kinds of education, parochial school, private school, charter school. I don't believe there's a one-size-fits-all in terms of the best way to educate a young person. I think that Governor Christie has politicized this issue, and he is trying to make it seem as if, quote, African-American urban legislators are, quote, robbing the opportunity for urban children to get a better education. Now, this proposal, let's take a city like the city of Newark. There are approximately 40,000 students in that school district. If this law were enacted, no more than perhaps 500 children out of the 40,000 children would be able to make application and secure a scholarship. So the issue gets to be, if the governor is so, distraught over the quality of education in these cities, why would he not focus on implementing policies and programs to address the other 39,500 students that would remain?
Yeah,
I think that he has politicized the issue.
Great points, Speaker Oliver. Describe your relationship with Governor Christie up until this past Tuesday. Had the two of you worked very well together? I mean, this is the first I've heard of sort of dust-ups between the two of you.
This isn't the first dust-up I've had with the governor. You know, the governor doesn't do very well when someone doesn't agree with him. And what his style is when someone doesn't agree with him, he goes into combative mode, So this isn't the first dust-up I've had with the governor. But I am the most congenial. I am the most willing and open person, and I have not allowed Governor Christie's communicative style, to get in the way of what I have to do with him as a legislative leader. But I've experienced the governor calling me a liar. I've experienced the governor going to a Koch brothers conference in Colorado, and someone recorded it, much like they recorded Romney. And on the tape, he was bragging that I called him begging to save my speakership.
I remember that.
So this isn't the first dust-up I've had with the governor. And, by the way, Governor Christie, if you just put on a social level, I respect the governor. I think the governor is well-meaning. I think that the governor cares about people who live in New Jersey. But the governor has never developed the ability to work in concert with those that do not agree with him wholeheartedly. He likes to promote that he is the king of compromise. He's only embracing of compromise if it's done the way he wants it done.
Good points there. Also, State Senator Barbara Buono, when she got word of this, she weighed in immediately, too, in strong support of you. A good relationship with Senator Buono for a while?
Yes, and, Senator Buono was the majority leader 2 years ago when I first became the Speaker. So, the majority leader and Speaker in the Assembly work closely with the Senate President and Majority Leader of the Senate. So I got an opportunity to know Senator Buono and work with her when she was the Senate Majority Leader.
Okay, 2:52 on New Jersey today. We're joined by New Jersey Assembly Speaker Sheila Oliver. How do you see this playing out, Speaker Oliver? Are you holding your breath for a phone call that you know might never come? Or are you going to pass him in a hallway in Trenton at some point, and this is going to come to an head? What's next?
Well, the pastor of the church that hosted this town hall for the governor put out a statement yesterday, and it wasn't solicited from me. I had no contact with Reverend Clayton, and I didn't ask him to do it. But he put a letter out yesterday to the governor, and he said he felt the governor owed not just me an apology, but the congregants and attendees at that church. He said it was a perfect opportunity for the governor to, in a very unified fashion, introduce himself to the citizens of Patterson, to talk about issues that they wanted to question him about. And the pastor said he was very disappointed that the governor didn't use that as an opportunity to do that. I am a consummate professional, and I pride myself on being able to roll up my sleeves and work with anyone. And as a legislative leader, I have a responsibility to continue to work with the governor, and I will do that. I have no designs on the governor, quote, offering up a formal apology to me. I think that the governor has this time with me crossed a line that I do not think will be easy for him to cross back over.
Okay. Well, New Jersey Assembly Speaker Sheila Oliver, I appreciate the opportunity and the privilege to talk to you. You took the high road, which is no surprise to nobody. So, you know what? At the end of the day, if you outclass the other people, then it makes you a better person, I guess. And that's exactly what you did.
I've been taught.
Well, there you go. I appreciate the time. Have a great weekend, Speaker Oliver. We'll talk to you again soon on New Jersey Today, okay?
Thanks so much. Nice chatting with you.
Likewise.
Bye-bye.
You have a great weekend. Thank you. All right. Well, there you go. 2:54 on New Jersey Today on the New Talk Radio WCTC. The response from